Hey all, I'm back. Anyways, first off, I would like to give my apologies for not uploading in, well, quite a bit. I mean, I was just a bit too busy, you know, existing, living life. Yeah. And secondly, uh, I would just like, I would just like to thank all of you with the recent support on my channel with my first video. I mean, I never really much expected to get that many views, especially for my first video. And I say I did quite well on the subscriber side of things. So, just thank you to everyone who watched my video, and just in general, thank you for all the support. So for this video's model, since I've already shown you guys me building a locomotive, we need a train for it to pull. So I decided to build these 5. The old ladies of the Skarloey Railway, known as Agnes, Ruth, Jemima, Lucy, and Beatrice. The guard's van. Alright, enough of me blabbering. Let's just cue the ominous music and show you guys how they were made. Alright then, let's get into it. Now, for the basis of these models, pretty much, as we all know, all 5 of the coaches are based off the vintage 5 coaches, from the Tully Flynn. And we all know that they all have their differences in design. The most similar of the lot are coaches 1 through 3, Agnes, Ruth, and Jemima. And so for them, we're using the Tully Flynn Coach 1 through 3 kits from Miniature Modelers Hub. And with Lucy canonically being a completely different design, and Beatrice being the guard's van, we will be using 2 kits from the Merchant Model Tully Flynn Coach Pack, as hardly seen in frame, from the site of Dundas Models. It also comes with a brass kit of Coach 3. Yeah, reasons for purchasing the bundle in particular was because it was the only way to get those 2 kits of Coach 4 and Guards Van 5. Yeah. Now I know some of you may be thinking, why am I modelling the vintage coaches again? For any of you who follow me on my Instagram, or have seen the previous video, you would know that I do already have some custom models of some of the vintage coaches. And here they are now. See, we've got both Agnes and Ruth, both are repaints of the Botman Thomas & Friends narrow gauge red coach. Yeah. And we also have Lucy, who is a repaint of the Botman narrow gauge Thomas & Friends blue coach. I also have an incomplete model of Jemima, also a repaint of the narrow gauge red coach. And I also have a old model of Beatrice, which was made using a Tully Flynn Guards Van 5 kit I got off eBay. And I plan to turn both those 2 into mid-Sodor coaches. And as for Agnes, Ruth, and Lucy, since they were in basically a complete condition, I just decided to just sell them. And I by no means have any intents of ranting about Botman's quality control on their products. I mean, I actually find the Botman Thomas & Friends narrow gauge coaches to be quite quality stock, and we've got quite some great features like swivel couplings and all. It's just that we've all got our personal preferences when it comes to the details on models, and stuff. I mean, details like the Miniature Modelers Hub coaches having interiors, and other details like number 3 being slightly smaller than number 1 and 2. I mean, realistically, I could have just bought a kit for number 3 and maybe just kept number 1 and 2. But if you're like me, then you probably get irritations from your models not even having the most minuscule of accurate details. And there is this one detail on both coaches, number 1 and 2, that is not featured on the Bachmann model. It was basically my main reasoning for wanting to redo the coaches. And you know what? Why do I let you guys spot the detail? Yeah, I'll let you guys spot the detail. Yeah, see, I'll pull up a picture of both Tully Flynn coach number 1 and 2. There we are. Yeah, I'll just say I'll give you like a a second. Yeah, I'll give you a second to spot the difference. Go. Time's up. Did you guess correctly? Yeah, exactly. Their door handles are on the opposite ends. Like, number 1 has door handles on, like, the left, and number 2's are on the right. And this is a feature not present on the Botman coach, even on Botman's official models of Telefin Coach 1 and 2, which both have their door handles on the right side. So realistically, the coach model is actually a more accurate resemblance to Coach 2. No offense, Botman, they're still great quality models. And that was basically the main reason for me wanting to redo the coaches with the miniature modelers kits, which do have even the smallest of accurate details, with the handles being on the right sides. And they also have interiors, which will match up to my other complete skarloey coaches, and overall just have great detail, along with the miniature models kits. I highly recommend checking out both the sites of Dundas Models and the Miniature Modelers Hub shop on Team Munitions, both of which offer some great quality modelling products at very fair prices. And the Miniature Modelers guys have recently started doing buildings, and have recently started selling some of their Telefin products at the actual shop on the Teleflin.
Oh, you zipping over them just to try and get a sponsorship with them?
Well, no! Go, shut up, mate! Go away!
Yes, you are, you bloody idiot!
No, I'm not! Shut up! Go away, mate!
No,
Get out! I'm trying to record video
to get a
here!
sponsorship with them.
Honestly, mate, no! Shut up, random psycho! Go away! Get out! Get out! Seriously!
But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also...
Oh my god, mate! I said just shut up! Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. I can, I could get a bit ahead of myself when, when people interrupt me. So, look past that. Okay, good. Right then. Where was I then? Let's see. Ah, finally. Everyone's favourite part. The actual modelling. Starting with the Coach 4 and Van 5 kits, which do require some putting together. See, if we take them out their little paper baggies, as you can see, both of them basically come with all the parts necessary to build both of them. And this is also the perfect point for a quick story segment. So yeah, quick side story. You see, before I decided to build all the coaches in one go, I had originally decided to take a look at the Van 5 kit, to build for a like a little college project, to say the least. But once I opened the kit, I realized that there was a part missing. A very essential part, for that matter. And it turned out to be the second wall of Van 5. A very essential part. Basically the entire other half of the van. And yet, so, with that missing, you could obviously imagine the state. But then all of that was resolved with a few phone calls to Dundas, and then they just delivered the part to me the very next day. My respect, Dundas. Seriously, thank you so much. Just some great quality service for you guys. Still a massive oh! Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so back to the modelling. So first thing we need to do to the kits is, use a scalpel to cut the parts from their supports. And any excess plastic on the parts are smoothed off with files. Moving more towards the Coach 4 kit / Lucy, her parts can now be assembled with a bit of liquid poly, like used with previous models. The liquid poly is also used to assemble and attach the seating inside of the coach, and this is also included in the kit. Yeah, as you can see there, the seats fit into the coach quite well, and are very easy to assemble, like the rest of the kit. Both kits also come with a set of metal buffers, and they also require a firmer tool to cut them from their supports, and so for me I'm using the rail cutters to cut them. And for actually cutting them from their supports, well, let's just say you have to be careful. Don't worry guys, I did manage to find the buffer after it flew away eventually. As for actually attaching the buffers to the model, all that's really required is a little filing in the hole of where they go, and using a little liquid poly, the buffers mostly slide in without issue. Moving on to Van 5 slash Beatrice, as we can see her kit requires a bit more complex cutting. I mean, for example, we have to cut off a bit of the excess plastic on one half of her main wall on the side of her, and then we file it off a bit, as that will be the back. And for our doorways, we literally have to cut into a bit of the wall, you know, to make way for the doorway and see the interior. And this is also another part which I do recommend you be very careful with. Don't worry, nothing a little liquid poly can't fix. For the opposite end of the van, basically same rules apply. Not only do we have to cut the bits of excess plastic off the opposite end, you know, since it's going to be on the other side, but I've also decided to cut another doorway in this side of the van. As unlike her real-life telefilm counterpart, Beatrice is shown to have doors on either side of her in the illustrations. Which does make sense, considering the Skarloey Railway do have a loop line, and, you know, they take the passengers around there, and they want to sell tickets on either side. Speaking of the doors, as you can see, both of them come as one piece with the kit. So as well as cutting them from their supports, I've also decided to cut the doors in half, so I can have the option of them being open and closed on the model. You know, more flexibility. And it's also a good thing the kit comes with 2 sets of doors. Moving on, and we've got the little wall between the main sitting area in the van and the ticket office. And in real life, this wall has a little gap, basically an entranceway, so that the people can go in and out of the ticket office in the van. And the wall comes as one solid piece with the kit. And as you saw with the, and as you can see with the lines I've drawn on the piece, you know, that just means more cutting. This was probably one of the more complex bits of cutting I had to do for this project. But hey, managed to get that little gap eventually. Moving on, and as we can see right here, the kit comes with 2 ticket ducket windows. One for the passenger side, which is still on the real-life van today, and the other for the non-passenger side, which was actually removed in 1941. Oh yeah, we've also got some extra roof pieces, so yeah, so you know, I suppose the roofs will stick out more. And just like with the doors, I've decided to place both ticket ducats on either side of the model, as Beatrice is also shown to have both ducats on either side of her in the illustrations. And this was basically my main reasoning for wanting to use the Merchant Models kit for my model of Beatrice. As you know, it gives you more options to model basically whichever era you want to model the van in. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I've also decided to cut a little square hole in the back of the van, you know, to represent the back window, because why not? Sorry, I just don't have any footage of me actually cutting the hole. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I know I cover a lot. Right, so moving on, and we come to probably one of the most fiddly bits of the whole kit. You know, the bottom half of, like, the thing that holds the door. Yeah, see, we got it right there, and it just touches like that. Yeah, both of those parts were a little fiddly, and, you know, they fell off every now and then, even with the liquid poly. It's not really a criticism, but don't worry. I got them to stay attached anyway to the model. I need to check my grammar really seriously. Sorry, you guys are probably bored by this point, so I'm just gonna skip these next 2 steps since I think there's not really much to say about them. Alright, so after we have done the footsteps, also seen on either side of Beatrice in the illustrations, and the weird middle axle thingies, we then come to the most fiddly bit of the entire kit, for me personally. And it was the little roof cover thingy for Beatrice's front window. And as you can see right here, the cover is made up of like 3 parts, 2 of which are extremely tiny, almost microscopic. No offense, budget models. And they're required to be attached to the main cover piece. And the 2 micro pieces act as standing legs, basically. Yeah, and as you can see by this footage, yeah, this was quite extremely tedious work, and one of the bits that definitely requires a set of tweezers. No offense, budget models, but don't worry, I eventually managed to assemble it and you know, attach it to the model. Yeah. Moving on to the metal fitting parts, and you know, after we attach the buffers, basically the same process with the Coach 4 kit. The Guards Van 5 kit also comes with a metal handbrake, and all that really requires is a little liquid poly, and then just needs to go in front of the front window of the van. Yeah, and it fits quite well, actually. Yeah, it's not really hard to find the correct place on the front window of where it goes. Sorry, I thought I had more to say. Help. Alright, finally! Moving on to the miniature modelers kits, and well, let's just say brace yourselves, because all you have to do to prepare these guys for painting is just to cut the main coach bodies from their print supports. Yeah. That's just basically all we have to do. And as you can see by the footage, I am using the rail cutters to cut the coaches from their print supports. Yeah, and as you can see, the supports seem to cut off quite well without breaking off any of the little coach details or parts. Yeah, just some great quality stuff. Yeah, quite easy to cut off. Yeah. Right, now that all the coaches are ready, I guess it's time to move on to the painting process. Just kidding! I actually just have one little thing to show you before we move on to painting. Okay, so as you can see, with the little bits of plastic kind of got around the cutting mat, I plan to use them to make some extra little interior details inside Beatrice. See, you see, using the liquid poly, using them to attach the plastic together. You can see right there, I've made a couple benches inside Beatrice, one behind a ticket wall with a little leg, and the other at the back of the van. It's a replacement for like her seats in the middle. You know, since the van has 2 doors. Yeah, and I just, love those extra details. We've got to have consistency, since all the vintage coaches and every skarloey coach I have, as an interior. Oh yeah, and before I forget, well, for those of you who haven't noticed, I have placed the wheels on Van 5 before painting it. Unlike with the Coach 4 kit, because basically impatience and curiosity. And this is something I would recommend, not only because it's on the instructions and it requires you to do so whilst building the kit before painting, but it will also give off a smoother running, as you can see by the footage. Yeah, Beatrice is certainly running quite smoothly. Unlike with Lucy, as you can see, is a bit more rougher on the tracks. But don't worry, she can still run. Actually, she's running a lot smoother than I remember. Phew! Alright. The coaches are all finally assembled and ready. Now we can finally move on to the painting stage. In the very next video, because, well, this video has gone on for quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, sorry if I raised your guys' expectations too much with the painting stage. But don't worry, look, I'll tell you what. As soon as this video hits, like, I don't know, like 50 likes in, like, a certain amount of days, I promise I will do a part 2 for you guys, where I show the entire painting process, and even a running session. And hopefully more of the trolley. And, yeah, sorry for leaving this video at this point in the model making, but that's what basically my entire audience voted for. Yeah. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave it for this video, and, yeah, sorry for cutting it a bit short, and, please like and subscribe, and I promise you I will do part 2. I need 50 likes. Alright, okay, be there for that, and also remember to like and subscribe if you want. Bye-bye.